All right guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all well. First thing I want to do is apologize for the slightly disheveled look and weird voice. I'm a little bit under the weather right now, not feeling amazing, but I wanted to make this video because Nolly and the guys at GGD are good friends of mine, and I wanted to get this video out on the day of launch because it's an exciting product and something that I wanted to help them out with, which is the new Matt Gartska signature library from GGD. As you know, GGD have now become their own standalone app. They're no longer using Contact Player to launch their libraries. And since they launched Modern and Massive 2, they've now brought ahead Matt Gartska signature drums. And the cool thing here is that obviously with it being a standalone app, they can really tailor it to exactly what they want. So there's a ton of really cool features, such as like user presets for mixing. There's a built-in mixer. They have a whole library of drum mapping. So if you use an electric kit like I do, you really don't have to mess around. You can just click the preset and it's good to go. On top of a load of other customizable features. And of course, the sound of the libraries themselves are really, really good. So if you haven't tried the new GGD Modern Massive 2 or this new library now, I recommend you at least giving it a go because it's really, really good. So I figured what would be fun to do in this video is just come up with a random little riff, something that I can just quickly track some drums to so we can check out what the library does and how it sounds and mess around with the internal features. Usually what I like to do is spit out the drums into channels in Logic so that I can then mix it like a real kit. But one thing I wanted to do here is use the internal mixer and obviously some of the mix presets going on so that we can just sort of hear how it sounds straight out of the box without having to do very much work at all to get a nice polished sounding demo, if you want to call it that, or even just a final mix or whatever. So I figured that's what we do today, and we'll give it a go. So unfortunately my screen capturing software messed up, so future Rabea is coming back to the start of this video to show you how the plugin looks and how it works really quickly as an overview. So when you load up GGD, Matt Gartska signature drums, or even Modern Massive 2, you'll be met with the GUI, the graphic interface, the avatar, whatever you want to call it. This is Matt's kit. It's a DW, and you've got a bunch of different drums and cymbals, and the way it works is you'll hit a drum and you get to hear the sound, and then this little drop down here allows you to move through the different drums on offer. You've got toms, a couple of different options, coated or clear heads, kick, coated or clear heads, cymbals, all the rest of it. So that's basically where you dial in your kit. Modern Massive 2 has a lot more options because it's a bigger library. This is a signature library, so it's more dialed in for what Matt Gartska likes to use. Then we go into the mixer. This is one of the coolest parts of the standalone software, is that now you can mix everything inside GGD and then just spit it out onto a bus in your DAW, so in Logic or whatever. So all the work can be done in here, so you don't have to do anything outside in your DAW. So obviously you can see everything from your master bus, your kick bus, all your different mics, snare top, snare bottom, all the rest of it, toms, hi-hats, cymbals, rooms. So all that can be accessed inside the plugin. And then on top of that, you can actually add plugins inside. So like on the kick bus here, we've got EQ, we've got a transient designer, got compression, got drive, and there's a bunch of different stuff to choose from, as you can see. So that's very, very cool. Mapping is amazing because now we've got, obviously this is where you map notes on your keyboard, or if you've got an electric drum kit, you can sync it all together there. But if you look up here, manage map configs, it's every single, well, it's a lot of electric kits that have been modeled in here, preset in here for you to map straight to it. So for example, I use a TD50, and there are two different options for TD50. When I click them, it automatically syncs my kit to the relevant drum parts, which is insane. There's a little bit of messing to do if you want to like dial in specific pieces of your kit to different elements of the plugin itself, but it's super, super handy, saves you a ton of time. Then you've got grooves, which is insane because in here you can see it's a Matt Gartska kit, and of course Matt Gartska, Animals as Leaders, as well as all his other projects, and how incredibly well versed he is with the concept of time in general. You can see here 3/4, 5/4, 7/8, 9/8, 11/8, 13/4, 13/16, 15/16, 17/16, 19/16, 21/16, and all of these can be dragged out into the project as MIDI information, so you can go and edit them how you want. If you're not particularly well versed in programming in drums or writing it in with piano roll, for example, you can use this and then you can edit it to your heart's content. I think that's a very, very cool thing, and there's a ton of grooves, as you can see. And then the cool bit, you've got your preset library. So your presets are basically preset kit elements, and then on top of that, in the mixer, it's been mixed down inside the plugin. So you basically, you choose one that you like the sound of, tweak it if you want, but then it's spat out and it sounds the way it sounds. So it's very, very useful, saves you a ton of time. If you're not into mixing or you're not experienced in mixing, this is a great way of getting you where you need to be fast. So like factory presets, I'm assuming they were made by Nolly. Then you've got artist presets, you got Alex Bentley, Buster Oldham, Connor Kaminsky. There's so many people, Zach Safini, not going to be stuck for vibes at the end of the day. And that's basically the overview of GGD. And in this particular instance, the Matt Gartska signature drums. Let's just get something down. Bear in mind, this is just utility purposes. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. That'll do. Cool. Let's double track it. I think because we're trying to show off the drum library, it should go to like something with space in it. Got a little bit of a ring going on there. Let's whack a little bit of something in the top. Let's just do something like that so we can hear the drums more. Maybe that will do just for now, so that we can start working on the drums, eh? Okay, it got a little sweaty, so hence the removal of the hoodie. Right, so let me just go in and figure out what absolute mess I made of these drums. First thing I'm going to do is change the velocities. The kicks all look a bit light. Yeah, and these cymbals for some reason look really light too. Let's go in there and sort these out. Quantize everything because I'm not that tight. And that was a flam, and then we made it on 2 crashes. And then we want that to go progressively more open. Okay, so we've got the drum idea down. It's super rudimentary at the end of the day, but like I say, I'm give you all the excuses in the world. But right, let's go ahead and get a cool sounding preset. Let's do natural fat. I mean, obviously these are to get you close to what you're looking for, and then it's up to you to dial them in how you want. Let's try prog kit. Bass, we need bass. Okay, so we got bass in. We'll deal with that in a moment. And then it needs some top line layers over the verse. So to save this video from being really, really long, I'm just gonna work with what I've tracked in here. Quickly, just try and get a somewhat of a mix down, and then, and then we're good. This is the layer that I put in the verse. And then this is the layer that I put over the intro. So the way I like to quickly dial in the bass is I've basically got an EQ, which is pulling out some whistle frequencies, high passed it, taking a bit of flub out. Then I'm compressing it a load. And then I did have a compressor on it that was meant to be side chained to another instrument, but hasn't been. But that's basically the QC preset. And then I have my DI bass, which basically I've got an EQ, well, I've got a multiband, which is pinning the low end. Then I've got basically a heavily EQ'd, taking out all the high end information of the bass. I just want the kind of thickness. Then I'm using smash and grab on the overhead setting and smashing it. And then I'm using a limiter. So, and that's gonna add a bunch of thickness to the bass. So that's without the DI in. And then adding it in. Just adds a little bit more note definition and warmth overall. And then in terms of the guitars, I guess I could maybe high pass those a touch. Just a couple of notches, and then I'm using a dynamic EQ here to like pin the palm mutes. Then I'm using a fatso, which I like on guitars, and then a further bit of EQ, just some notching. To get this. So, you know, it's a random idea that I threw out of my head completely on the spot, but you know, there's a bit of a vibe there. And what's nice is that you can get an idea really quickly, you know, like, you know, I started working on this probably around 2:30. It's now 3. So within half an hour, 45 minutes, I'm able to go from nothing to something that, as far as a demo is concerned at this point, I would be happy to use this as a demo to give me the idea of where I'm wanting to go with the song. Yeah, it's great. And I must admit, I really like the way the drums are captured on this one. I think for me personally, I'm more a fan of the drum tones of this than I am Modern Massive 2, but then that's all down to personal taste. What's really nice is now that we've started to have options, you know, now we've got Modern Massive 2 and they're bringing out this library and then hopefully another one in the future, as I'm sure they will, we can just, you know, we've got loads of choices for drum tones. Anyway, that's the video. Just a quick throw a demo together, mess around with the electric kit with the new Matt Gartska library, and, you know, get an idea that, you know, you could consider a reasonable idea for a song within, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes. It's that easy nowadays. Technology's great. So in any case, thank you to Nolly for reaching out and asking me to make a video of this. Thank you to GGD for sending it across, and of course asking me to do this in the first place. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below if you're going to get hold of this one, what you think of the overall approach. Love to discuss it in the comment section. Links in the description box. Like, subscribe and share. I've been Rabea, and I will see you all very soon.